Okay, here's a tour of my little shop where I make my knives. This is my main toolbox where I keep tools and supplies. I have a table saw from Grizzly, which saw a lot more use when I was woodworking, but I still use it. Here I have a 12-ton shop press that I use to bend metal, usually for guards. This is my leather working table that I made myself. Little finishing station where I keep oils and solvents, glues and whatnot. Belts for this. My secondary grinder. This is from Polar Bear Forge. It's called a sling grinder. They're no longer being made, but I sure do like it. I'm glad I was able to get one. This is my mini mill. This is from Little Machine Shop. It's a really good tool. I use it to cut slots in guards, drill holes, mostly. I have a small metal lathe from Harbor Freight. It doesn't see a lot of use, but it does get used some. I have a wood lathe also from Harbor Freight. It's mostly for making handles on the occasional knife. My sharpening station, this is a Wicked Edge WE130. Expensive, but a really good sharpener. I keep metal stock under my tables. There's a kitchen knife being worked on. More metal stock. A drill sharpening tool and oyster knives getting prepared, as well as some dagger and survival knives I'm working on. I also keep forms for my more commonly made knives. I've got templates made out of metal that I scribe them out with. And my other toolbox for more tools and supplies. That's about it. Here I have my original and smaller shop out in the backyard in a 10 by 14 foot shed. This is where I do what I call most of my dirty work. I've got a toaster oven where I do some heat treating as far as tempering. My oil quench is in a crock pot, which I can easily use to preheat the oil that I quench in. My Milwaukee Portaband that I used to cut metal with. My heat treating oven, even heat, computerized knife oven. It'll take a maximum 14-inch blade. I have a Ryobi grinder I converted to a buffer, and a slow speed grinder that I converted to a buffer. More belts, shop vac, and an anvil where I mostly just texture blades occasionally. I don't really forge, I do stock removal. There I have a little Harbor Freight 1 by 30-inch grinder. That's what I started with 5-6 years ago when I was starting to make knives. There's a couple of arms that go on the grinder I'll show you in a minute. This is a Porter Cable belt and disc sander, very powerful machine. My variable speed that connects to this, my primary knife grinder, or grinder in a box, also from Polar Bear Forge. It's a great tool. It comes in a single large flat rate box when you buy it. You still have to add wheels and a motor to it. You have to do some tapping and drilling, but as far as saving money and for the do-it-yourselfer, it's a great deal. And I have a small toolbox. And lastly, my Harbor Freight metal cutting bandsaw. I have a lot of trouble with the band popping off of this while I'm using it. It's in need of some desperate adjustment, which I'm working on. And here I have a vacuum pump that I use for stabilizing my wood handles. And a little more metal stock along with propane for my torches. A few chemicals, acids, and that about wraps it up. Hope you enjoyed it.